Hello, beautiful people. In case you're meeting me for the first time, my name is M.Tommy of Peace Ark Ministry. I'm super excited to be on the screen this moment. And to this morning, it's a very sunny day here. All right, so today we want to look at something very um, exciting, very worth celebrating, and that is the scorecard of a mother in the Lord, Mommy Evelyn Joshua, 1 year. So by December 5th, she's going to celebrate 1 year as the leader of the Synagogue of All Nations. So let's look at Mommy as a person that is Evelyn Joshua. Also look at her as the leader of the Synagogue of All Nations. Let's see the achievement. Let's see what she has been able to put all together in 1 year. You see, first of all, you have to understand that this woman, it came by divine arrangement. If you listen to how she met daddy and how they got married, you will understand that she is a product of divine arrangement. She met daddy even before the inception of the Synagogue Church of All Nations. When Mommy Evelyn met daddy, there was no Synagogue Church of All Nations, there was no Emmanuel TV, there was no family, there was no you as part of the church, there was no me as part of the church. It was just Mommy Evelyn Joshua, Daddy TB Joshua. Later in the future, this Synagogue of All Nations came on board. According to the story, it started with 8 people. And of course, you know that she was the first Sunday school teacher of the Synagogue of All Nations. Daddy was there as a pastor, and she was there as a teacher. They started the church. They built the church. They formed the church. If you are here today and just say, no, what is there? You are saying just what is there because you have never attended a church that is just husband and wife. That is just 2 people. You have never attended a church that you need to pray for all the members to come to church on Sunday. You have never started a church where you need to visit all the members on Sunday and ask them to come to church. Because if not, it's just going to be you and your husband and your children. I have been there. I have been a worker right from my youthful age. You know, they'll be transferring you from different parishes to another. At the time they transfer us to a new parish, where it was just some of the people that were transferred with us, the pastor, the wife, and the children. The distance was so far from where we were living. After the first day, many people stayed back. It was just I and one lady that kept on going. Now let me tell you, sometimes you come to church, nobody's there. I have to start the praise and worship. I have to do things. Most times, I and the pastor have to be going to people's houses and tell them to do a service. We want to wait for them so that we have at least 2-3 people to come. So we learned that 8 persons started the Synagogue of All Nations. But I bet you this 8 person may not be attending. But you know, this 8 person sometimes will not be attending the service. You may have 4, you may have 5. So the 8 was not fixed 8 every Sunday, maybe 3. So Mommy was there to build. So if there is anyone we want to refer to as a builder, will be Mommy. That started. Every other person came because it has started already. That's why this 5th of December is worth celebrating. She won that. Of course, you know, she won. If she did not start with the husband, they wouldn't have been disciples, prophets, prophetess. You and I wouldn't have known about the Synagogue of All Nations. Number 2, she was a good wife to the husband. That is the only way that he was able to maintain focus and run the Synagogue of All Nations that we have today, that we celebrate today. That's another reason we are going to celebrate the 5th of December. She won. Of course, you've heard from her mouth how when she became part of Daddy, the impact she created in his life, how she transformed Daddy. This is the only thing she can talk about. Nobody can talk about it. She won. That's why we are celebrating the 5th of December. If there's anybody that has a perfect story of the Synagogue of All Nations right from the beginning, it's Mommy Evelyn Joshua. She won. That's why we are celebrating the 5th of December. If she was not a mother, if she was just a pastor's wife, a prophet's wife, not a mother, we wouldn't have had the disciples, the prophet, the prophetess today. So we give her 100%. She did well. She won. That's why today we have many of Prophet T.B. Joshua's disciples around. There's some pastor's house that nobody can stay. It's just the wife, the pastor, and the children. But under Mommy's watch, we had disciples, a prophet, a prophetess. Some left. Some we are still talking about them today. That means she was indeed a mother, not just a prophet's wife. That's why we're going to celebrate the 5th of December. Yes, she won. The Synagogue of All Nations has gone through tough times, very hard time beyond humans. And we have never heard her complain one day. She's now the one telling us what has been happening. Remember what I said? I said, you don't know how many times these people have been crying in the closet. You know what they've gone through, the name calling, the intimidation. But the sister focused. She did not ask my daddy one day, are you sure that you have not done this thing? Are you sure that you are not a witch, as they've said? Are you sure you are not satanic? Are you sure you are not demonic? He said, no, that's not you. They're talking about someone else. Cheer up. Oh God. That's why we are celebrating her on the 5th of December. She won that. There's no way Daddy would have had a good family, a responsible family. Look at the children. Look at the children of Prophet T.B. Joshua. You will understand that these people have taken time to discipline and take care of their family. Mommy was in the family front. Daddy was there to make sure the ministry runs. And Mommy was there to make sure that the family runs. The division of labor, and they had one goal. One goal was the success of the Synagogue of All Nations, the success of Emmanuel TV. Mommy was there to make sure the family front is okay. Daddy was there to make sure the ministry runs. For one thing to happen, the Synagogue of All Nations should not fail. What more did you expect? What more do you expect from her? She won. And that's why we're celebrating her this 5th of December. Fast forward to the future. The church has been running smoothly. People have stayed with Daddy for 18 years, 20 years, 10 years, 5 years. Name them. Most of them, 80%, lived with him. Don't always forget that. 80% lived with him. That's when they say live with him, means they live with T.B. Joshua, they live with Mommy Evelyn Joshua and the children for 18 years, for 20 years. Then she has been a very good woman. She has been a mother. She has been a prophet's wife. She has walked by character. It means she has acted as one that has been hearing the message, the gospel of Christ. She has demonstrated the act of love, kindness towards the prophets, the disciples, the prophetess, everyone we have today, including the wise men. Because if she didn't agree with the husband, if she didn't act as a mother, nobody, repeat, nobody would have stayed in that church for those numbers of years. In 1 year, people have left her. In 1 year, she has been rejected. In 1 year, she has been called names. In 1 year, she has been intimidated. In 1 year, she has been mocked. In 1 year, she has been reproached. There's nothing that has not happened to her in this 1 year. But all these, God has been behind her. And she has won. That's why we are celebrating. In 1 year, they never expected anything from T.B. Joshua's wife. They never expected anything from Evelyn Joshua. Who is Evelyn Joshua? Evelyn Joshua was not anointed. Evelyn Joshua was just there. She used to sit there. How can she start? How can? That's not how God thinks. That's not how God does his thing. The anointing comes from God. Nobody. It comes from God. Once you're available, God's ready to use you. We are celebrating today because they thought nothing good going to come out from her. But today, she's a miraculous giant. She's a master in deliverance. She's a master in healing. She's a master in preaching. She commands authority and power. We are celebrating today because she's one of the most talked about women in the whole world today. We are celebrating today because she single-handedly, by the grace of God, carried on the legacy of a father Lord, Prophet T.B. Joshua, in the Synagogue Church of all nations. We are celebrating today because if she did not carry this cross, we wouldn't have had synagogue today, Emmanuel TV today. We are celebrating today because prophecy was said against her, but none has come to pass. Because no man can say a thing and it come to pass when the Lord has not given her his consent. We are celebrating today because they have gathered against her. Partners left. I personally know the calls I've received because I was standing on the side of the Synagogue of all nations. They say we cannot partner. Let's see where we should have money to run the church again. The Bible says, let them take counsel together, it will not stand. Let them speak, it will not come to pass, because the Lord is with us. And if the Lord is with us, who can be against us? Nobody. Don't forget, Emmanuel. We're going to celebrate her on the 5th of December because she has cried countless times inside. But she come out there on Sunday and smile. Put smiles on people's faces and make us think nothing is going on. We're going to celebrate her because she has stood strong beyond what we ever thought. We're going to celebrate her because she has demonstrated kindness, love, resilience, consistency that we never thought. Oh God. It got to a time that people that we depended on left, Mommy. We are celebrating the 5th of December because the very people they call altar boys, the very people they counted for nothing, are the ones taking the devil off it now. We are celebrating because this same set of people went to South Africa and they turned South Africa upside down. We are celebrating today because these same people that were not counted for anything, not regarded at all, today making history and the synagogue of all nations. We are celebrating today because people that left has returned back. Partners have returned. People are now traveling back to the synagogue of all nations because they have seen that what is happening here is not all about money. It's about the covenant God had with T.B. Joshua and the synagogue of all nations. We are celebrating that in 1 year, no negative thing has happened against Mommy, against the synagogue of all nations. And we are coming out to say, Mommy have done exceedingly well, beyond our expectation as a woman. What more can we say? Then we say, Mommy Evelyn Joshua, we love you. May God bless you, strengthen you, and give you the grace to continue to pilot the face of the synagogue of all nations. Before the time comes, on behalf of Peace Act Ministry, Peace Act TV, and every family here, we want to say congratulations on your 1 year anniversary as the leader of the Synagogue Church of all nations. God continue to be with you, strengthen you for us. Mommy, I love you so much. Thank you so much for all you've done for us as a family. Eyes have not seen, ears have not heard, neither has it come to the mind of men what God has in stock for you and the Synagogue Church of all nations. It shall forever be our own, and you shall forever be a mother. Thank you for stepping into the shoe and being everything we've ever prayed for. God bless you all.